Monday, September 9th, 10:01 a.m. I was returning from Grandma's house. It was my birthday last week, and she had made me her famous singular oatmeal cookie. It was made with a recipe so secret it could only be passed down to other grandmas. Now, as I walked into my dorm room, I set the cookie down on top of my dresser, and I continued to mosey around my room for a while. I watched some YouTube videos, I put my clothes away, and I prepared my things to go to my next class. After a while, I needed to use the bathroom, so I grabbed my key card and I exit the room. At 10:36 a.m., I re-enter the room. I immediately noticed something has changed. My roommate Chris's backpack and coat were now sitting on his bed. However, he was nowhere to be found. I didn't think anything of it. He often leaves and comes back throughout the day. As I was walking into the room, there was only one thing on my mind: that delicious cookie that Grandma had gave me. I decided to name it while I was in the restroom: Chuck. As I glance over to my dresser, dread fills my soul. For what I saw was not for the faint of heart. Chuck was nowhere to be found, and all that remained was an empty wrapper, a few crumbs, and a single chocolate chip. 10:45 a.m. Chris returns from the bathroom. I was sitting at my desk with my arms crossed, grieving over the loss of my friend. I turned to face him. I asked him where Chuck had gone. He replied,
"Who the is Chuck?"
"My friend you murdered," I shout as I point to my fallen friend's remains.
"What, the cookie?"
He questions. "Yes, the cookie, you f***ing ate it," I shout.
"I didn't eat shit."
He shouts back,
"And even if I did eat it, you ate my cookie last week anyway."
"That was different," I shout. The arguing persists for 3 hours before he gets fed up and leaves the room. The clear sign of a guilty conscience. 1:48 p.m. I sat in my room eating microwave ramen, wondering why someone would do something so horrible to another human being. And then I realized it wasn't the time for ramen. It was the time for answers. So I got in contact with some of his family members, and I decided to ask them some questions to try to find an explanation for what went wrong.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Is this Chris's mother?
Yes it is. Who wants to know?
Well, that's not important. I just have a few questions that you need to answer.
No, it is very important. Who is this? What do you want with my son?
This is not important. I just need you to answer some questions, ma'am.
I'm not answering anything unless I know who this is.
Listen, ma'am, if you just answer the questions, I'll be out of your hair.
It depends on the type of questions you're asking about my son.
Oh, they're very simple questions. They're just one-word answers or explanations.
You know what? Fine. What do you want to know about my son?
Okay, so, you are his mother, correct?
Yes, I am.
And
We've established that.
you raised your son to steal, right?
What? My son stole something? My son doesn't steal. His grandmother didn't raise him that way.
So his grandmother raised him.
His grandmother babysat him while I was at work.
So
you know
grandma's the one to blame for all the stealing and all the pillaging and all the...
Excuse me? My son is a good boy. He does not steal.
So you would agree that you raised your son to be a vicious monster.
My son stole nothing.
But you would admit that he's a monster.
No.
A vicious monster.
No.
That steals and pillages and burns.
And by the way, what is it that you are accusing him of stealing?
All right, well, let's just say, hypothetically, sitting in my dorm room, and then he came in and he stole my cookie and then he ate it
A cookie?
behind my back.
A cookie. You're accusing my son of stealing a cookie.
It was an important cookie. It was important to me.
Well, what kind of cookie was it?
It was an oatmeal cookie fresh from Grandma's house. Gram made me that cookie, especially for me. It wasn't for him. It was for me, and he ate it.
Was it just sitting out there for anyone to take?
Well, maybe, but that's not what this interview is about.
Was
It's
there
an
a-
interview about why he stole it.
Was there a sign on there that said, "Do not eat me"?
Well, no, but
How do you
that's-
know it wasn't a gift for you? How do you know that you didn't just leave it out for him, saying, here's a cookie my
No.
grandma made. It's the most awesome thing you've ever eaten.
No. That's not what this is about. This is why he stole it. I'm asking you the questions.
You're asking me why you left a present for my son sitting on his bed, and you want to know why he ate it.
No.
It was a gift. It sounds like it was a gift.
No. It wasn't a gift.
I'm
it was
sorry.
for me, and he ate it.
If you leave a cookie out anywhere, it says, eat me. Were you in the room?
No.
Okay, well, you left that cookie out for him to eat. Otherwise, if you cherished that cookie, you would have put it away. Everybody knows that.
No. I put it down for just a second, and he ate it.
The call goes on for another 20 minutes. Just to save you some time, let's move to the next interview.
So, Joseph, you
Yes.
are the older brother of Christopher, yes?
Yes, that's correct.
So, you guys grew up together, right? You guys were raised together.
Yeah, of course.
And you guys, roughhoused, yes?
Of course, all brothers roughhouse usually. I was a lot better at it than he was.
Just saying, in a hypothetical situation, he would definitely steal from people, right?
No, he would not.
And he would take and he would burn.
No, he would not take. He would not burn.
No, but he definitely would if he could.
No, I don't know where you're getting this from. I don't know what this like animosity you feel towards my brother is, but
So what you're saying is you raised him to be a vicious monster that steals,
no, God damn it,
kills.
no, I would not.
takes things from his best friends.
No, never. He's not a dirty, petty little thief. He's not a hoodlum. He's not a little ruffian. He's just a nice kid. He's never stolen in his life.
No, but you would agree that he has done some really terrible things to people in the past, yes?
You know what I think?
What?
I think you're a f***ing piece of shit. I think you're a
You
f***ing
take that back.
asshole. You're trying
You
to
take it
frame
back.
my goddamn
Take it
brother
back.
as some sort
You
of
take
petty
that
thief.
back.
You probably ate the cookie
You take
yourself
that
and
back.
forgot about it, and then you're f***ing blaming
No,
my brother for
he
this. My
came
brother has
into
a
my
spotless
house,
record.
and he came into my room,
No,
and
no.
he started stealing
I
from me.
don't believe
and
it.
He took things.
I don't believe it. It's not possible.
He steals and he pillages and he
He
burns.
does not pillage. He has never pillaged. He has never stolen. He's
He
never gone
pillaged
on
my
a raid.
stuff.
He did not
My
pillage your stuff.
He
Your
took
brother.
my dignity, and he took my goddamn cookie.
Listen, man. I don't know where you're coming up with these accusations from. Like, seriously, he's a great guy, and it's starting to piss
But just
me off.
in the hypothetical, though,
No,
he has stolen food from you, yes? And he's
I'm
stolen
sure-
and steals from everyone around him.
I'm sure
and he would go around.
he's taken a few of my gushers every now and then, but that's not.
So that's proof. That's solid proof that he would steal from his loved ones and family members.
No,
Yes.
no, that's not solid.
Yes, he
proof.
would. He would definitely.
You're framing
he has
him as
done
some
that.
kind of crackhead who steals
He
money from his family to buy
definitely
more crack.
steals,
He's not like
and
that.
he's a horrible person.
No, he's not.
And he would go around and he would steal things from his best friend behind his back.
Listen, growing up, we had a father who would beat us with a spoon if we did anything bad. You think Chris would have done anything like that? He would have gotten his ass beaten red. You're insane, man.
So what you're implying is that your parents are the ones to blame for all the stealing and all the destruction
Hey, no.
that would cause from
Mama and
his...
Papa are great people. Our whole family's great Christian boys. We go to church every Sunday. Every Sunday. Doesn't matter. He's not a bad kid.
But he would steal.
No,
if he had to.
No, he wouldn't steal.
Clearly, I was getting nowhere with these interviews, so I decided to move on. It had been 2 hours since I last saw Chris. He won't text me back about where he is or why he ate my cookie, or if he had admitted himself to a mental hospital or not. This gave me a lot of time to think about what would push someone to commit such a heinous crime, and why someone would go to the lengths that he had to lie about it. But then it hit me. Maybe, just maybe, he was telling the truth, and maybe he didn't eat Chuck after all. But if he didn't eat Chuck, who did? I needed to retrace my steps and try to find some clues. 4:02 p.m. I begin my search. I glance at my dresser and I notice that the wrapper was still there. I leaned in to take a closer look and I realized that there was a piece missing from the wrapper. I looked all over my room, I looked everywhere, and I could not find it. This gave me hope. If I find that missing wrapper piece, I find the killer. I call my roommate for a 26th time. He reluctantly answers. I ask him who had been in the room that day to see if there's any other suspects I should know about. He tells me that there was one other person who had been in the room. Ryan Campos. Yeah, I f***ing hate that guy. He goes on to tell me that while I was in the bathroom, he and Ryan came into the room to grab Ryan's flash drive that he had left there previously. He also goes on to tell me that I should stop calling his friends and family and then telling them about how bad of a person he is. Or something, I don't know, I kind of hung up on him because there's more pressing matters to attend to. I texted Ryan and I asked him to meet with me to talk about my roommate. But really, it was just a ploy to get him to talk about Chuck. I secretly place a microphone in a hidden location so that I could record our talk. This is the audio that was captured from that meeting. Oh hey man, thanks for coming. Have a seat.
Yeah, sure, man. What is that?
What is what?
That thing right there in the middle of the table.
Oh, that? Oh, no, that's nothing. Don't worry about that.
Is that a microphone? Are you recording this?
What? Me? No, it's not. It's not a microphone. It's a pacemaker. That's what it is. A pacemaker.
A pacemaker's for your heart. It's supposed to go inside your body.
Not this one though. It's a special one, and it stays right here in the middle of the table, and no one's gonna touch it.
Okay, whatever. Listen, what do you want?
Earlier today, did you and Chris go into my room? What's on this flash drive of yours?
None of your business.
It absolutely is my business.
In what way?
Just admit it. You and Chris went into my room, you ate my cookie, and you took the piece of the wrapper off the top and put it right into your goddamn pocket.
No, I didn't. I didn't eat it, and Chris certainly didn't eat it. You wanna know why?
Why?
'Cause the cookie was already missing.
Bullshit. Empty your pockets.
Fine. See? Nothing but my phone and the hard drive.
I got it!
Hey, come back here with my flash drive.
After reviewing the tapes and learning that Chuck had already been brutally massacred even before they had arrived into my room, it made me think, if he didn't eat Chuck, and Chris didn't eat Chuck, then that leaves only one person left. After I had this epiphany, I reached into my back pocket, and what did I find? Some lint. I found some lint. And, oh, and also the wrapper. Yeah, I guess it was me. That sucks. Still not gonna admit fault, though. Okay, guys, tune in next time to find out what's on Ryan's flash drive that I stole. Thank you. Goodbye.